Hello and welcome to the Personal Finance Savant Google Sheets program. This video is intended to focus specifically on a full tutorial of the analytics sections, both the yearly analytics as well as the lifetime analytics. And just to give you a little bit of heads up, this is the third video in our tutorial series. I did a previous video to go through the data entry and another video to go through the calculators as well. I'll have those linked in the description below, but if you haven't yet, I would recommend watching the videos in order, starting with the calculators, then do the data entry, and then come back to me here on the analytics tools. This really is the exciting part of the tutorial series. You've went through these kind of tools that you can use whenever you like. You went through all the data you get to enter on a monthly basis or some of these on a yearly basis. And now is where you actually get to visualize all of that data. You get to see how you're performing against your goals. And you really get to understand how you can course correct throughout the year as you see those different visualizations. So I'm excited to take you through these, and we'll start out with the yearly analytics section, and we'll focus on the financial snapshot. So the whole point of this tool is to give you one page where, hey, I just want to get a quick idea of how I'm performing. I don't want to go through a bunch of fine details and a bunch of different dashboards. This gives you one page where you can see most of the important information. So we'll start in the top left. You have your balance sheet here. This is going to tell you your net worth each month throughout the year. It's going to show you your asset account balances throughout the year, your retirement account balances throughout the year, and your liability account balances throughout the year. So a good picture of your financial accounts and your net worth pretty easily. And then you have your annual expense breakdown. So of all the money you've spent so far this year, here's how much percent went to household. So 34% went to household. You spent about 10% of your income on your children. You spent about 12% on transportation, vehicles, fuels, car insurance. And this is just an easy way to see where is the bulk of your money actually going. Then down here we have the expense breakdown by month. So we can see this green line here, which is important. This is your budget line. So you already created your budget in one of the earlier page when you set up your financial goals. Now this is automatically imported here to show you, are your total expenses meeting or exceeding your budget goal? So here we can see we met it actually every month besides in March, we actually went over. And then you can just hover over these pretty easily to see, all right, well, what was different about March than all these other months? Where was I spending a lot of money? You can see here the purple category, which is travel. Maybe I went on vacation in March, so that's why I went over in March, which is understandable. And then you have a nice cash flow walk graph over here, and this is going to show you your income, subtracting out all of your expenses, which here we treat investments as an expense. You pay yourself first. It's the best way really just to think about saving for retirement. It's not money you have left over. Hey, I'll throw a couple $100 if there's money left at the end of the month. No, you pay yourself first, and that's really how you're going to grow that retirement balance over time. You pay the government second, so you paid $21,600 to taxes, and you pay about $29,000 in your fixed and discretionary expenses. And that left you over at the end of the year. So this is your bank account balance outside of your retirement investments that you had. You'll have an extra $8,700 in the bank if you follow this graph here. So this one's a great one just to get a quick look. But what if you're someone who wants to say, all right, well, now I saw this data. Now I want to go into the details and understand what's really going on. So the first one we'll look at is the cash flow dashboard. And this one here will show that same cash flow walk that we just saw on the snapshot page. So nothing new there. But you will have these individual charts now breaking out your monthly income, and then you'll also have your running total income. So, for example, you made $7,900 in September, and for the year up through September, you've made, call it about $65,000. And you'll be able to see that for each one of these throughout the year: your investments, your taxes, your expenses, and then also your net income throughout the year. So this is really a way to dig into that cash flow dashboard. Then you have your balance sheet metrics. And on these, again, you have your net worth showing that throughout the year. You have your assets throughout the year, your retirement, and your liabilities. So just blowing those up to give you more of a fine-tuned, focused look at each one of those instead of seeing them on kind of a chart this big. So this one's helpful if you want to try to visualize it on on its own and focused in a little bit more. The expenses dashboard is actually one of my favorites here. So you're able to see the data that you saw before. So if you just want a quick look, how much am I spending total in the month against my budget? How much am I spending total in the year on each category? But then we have these other two here. So your annual expense breakdown per category in dollars. So I can see for the year I spent almost 10 grand on household. I spent 5,200 on consumption. This is things like groceries, dining out, alcohol, those types of items. 3,000 on children. You can see how much you spent per year on each one of those categories. And please note, all of these different color coding flows through the entire dashboard. So purple up here is travel. It's travel here, and it's travel down here. So it's easy to follow through if you're looking at a specific category. And down here, one of the great things is each one of these now, as your individual expense categories, has your total budget for each one of those categories, and then your actual expenses for each one of those. So you can easily see one quick snapshot, how am I performing against all my different budget categories? Where's my money going? Where do I need to cut back? So I can see here in household, I'm consistently over. Maybe I can't afford my house. Maybe I'm doing too many renovations. Whatever it is, I'm constantly over my budget. When I look down here at entertainment, I'm actually doing a pretty good job. I'm not spending too much money on things like concerts or going to sporting events or gambling, whatever it is, whatever you categorize as entertainment. But it gives you a nice quick look, and this is one I think that a lot of people appreciate. And then in one of the earlier videos, we talked about the Savant scorecard. So the idea of these different proprietary categories and calculations I put together to come up with a grade for yourself based on that point in time, what's your financial snapshot look like. And I'll just quickly look on that to do a quick refresher, but your Savant scorecard is built based on your income percentile, your net worth percentile, your savings and investing rate, your credit score, and your effective tax rate. And summing all those together, it's going to come up with a grade for you. And that's something you really want to try to optimize throughout your life, competing against yourself to kind of give you a quick score in one easy letter and a plus or a minus of here's my grade, and then this year versus the next year, did I improve? Did I get worse? Did I stay flat? It's just something you can kind of strive to improve over time. But then on the data entry video, we went through as well, entering in your goals for those Savant scorecard metrics. So that'll be important whenever you look at this dashboard. Those goals are going to show up again, and your actual performance will show against those goals. So this is where I can see whether or not first annual income, so running total annual income throughout the year against my income goal. Do I look like I'm on track? Do I need to maybe pick up a second job, start a side gig, whatever it is, to try to meet my goal? So this helps you visualize that in your performance against your goal, your net worth throughout the year against your goal, your savings and investing rate, your credit score versus your target, and then your effective tax rate. So this is really that 5 metrics that I deem to be 5 of the most important metrics to understand your financial picture and your goals against those. So that's a powerful tool as well. And I'm not going to go through each of these in detail because they really are the same metrics, but these are being built on your yearly data as opposed to your monthly data. So the financial snapshot, for example, before we were looking at it, and this was showing January, February, March, but now it's showing the years. So you can look at this as your entire life, your entire financial history, and your current data. How are you trending? Are you making the right decisions? Are you on the right path? And it's going to be the same for all of these. This is your lifetime expenses. This is your lifetime expenses broken down by total per year. And then you have your cash flow walk. So this individual so far has earned nearly $500,000 in their career. They've socked away $62,000 for investments. They had to pay, unfortunately, $129,000 to taxes. And then they lived off of about $250,000, not quite. And then they have an extra, after all these expenses, savings, taxes, expenses, they had an extra $30,000 to do whatever they like with. Maybe it's just sitting in a bank account waiting to be put in an investment. Or maybe they're saving up for a dream home or a dream car, whatever it is. That's how much money they had left over after all their expenses were factored in. So thank you for sticking with me throughout this series. I know it was a lot of information thrown at you. It's not all going to sync the first time. Feel free to go back and reference these tools whenever you like. But this is really intended for someone who's already purchased it. You want to understand exactly how to use the tool, how to get the most out of the tool. So I hope these videos were beneficial. If you still have questions at the end of this, feel free to reach out to me anytime on the platform that you purchased the tool from me on, or you can reach out in the comments below, and I'll do my best to answer those quickly as well. But again, thanks again for sticking with me. If you got value from this video, if you get value from the other types of videos I post videos on personal finance and taxes and those types of items as well as spreadsheet tutorials if you're looking to do some things for yourself. So I appreciate if you give me a like if you enjoyed the content. Go ahead and subscribe if you are looking forward to future content from me. And then if you find someone or know someone in your life that would get value from this tool, would be excited about this tool, please go ahead and share it with them. And I would much appreciate that. All right. Well, thank you again, and feel free to reach out in the comments with any questions.